Well, see, there's the extended version of the Tri-Cities Sports Now theme song. You see, it's, I'll give you this example a little bit. We are going to be playing this song, there we go, a little bit longer. It's called Extreme Sports Music. But here's the deal. I used to love watching Welcome Back, Kotter. And I used to always, how long were the closing credits going to last? You know, you had the unicyclist. Did it cut off there? Or did it go back to the BQE? You know, I mean, how long did they play the closing credits? Always varied and all that. So, you know, the opening credits here we go a little bit longer. Hey, it's Marky Billson, your voice of choice for a new generation of Tri-City sports fans. The name of the program, Tri-City Sports Now, where we own the Tri-Cities because we've got the best guests, the hardest-hitting opinions in the market. Now, if we can get everything going today, here's our lineup. At 12:30, it's going to be Adam Nelson of HoopDirt.com. You see, the college basketball teams. Boy, I mean, you want to talk about college basketball. That is a great sport to cover. Now, I don't think it's quite as popular as some other people do, but it is the big league team in town, A. Number two, there's always something going on. I mean, here it is, you know, we're the last day of May. Players, no, we don't want to play in the NBA. Well, yes, we do want to play in the NBA. They all want to play in the NBA, but do they want to enter the NBA draft this year or not? That's the question. Okay, you know, we get that. Okay. Then you have all these coaches. Juwan Howard becoming the new Michigan coach. Just like Patrick Ewing is the Georgetown coach. Just like Chris Mullen was the St. John's coach. Just like Penny Hardaway is the Memphis coach. Just like Mr. Jennings will be the ETSU coach. No, I didn't say that. Well, actually, I just did, but I'm being somewhat facetious. What about this trend? Adam Nelson, he talks about college basketball coaching changes with us. The trend, I love the guy. Great guest. He's going to join me. Another great guest. You know it. Jerry Bonkowski. Right Rev of Rev or Speed. I called him Rev. You know, I thought it sounded better, but Right Rev of Speed, you know. He's writing about the hot rods, but really he's writing about NASCAR. You know, there's a story out, Nashville paper, the Tennessean, 5 tracks that Nashville could take a race from. One of them's Bristol. He doesn't believe it's true. Why? And what about these other tracks? On the other hand, I will tell you that it seemed like sort of a pot broiler, that article in the Tennessean. I think the Tennessean's a good paper. I just don't think that was their best story. Not because it said, there could be a race taken away from Bristol. It's just that when you think about it, it sounded like, you know, okay, let's see what, you know, college football team we think could win the national championship in 2 years. Now, you're not picking Tulane for good reason, but no, I mean, you're not really going out of the box when you're, you know, contemplating that. And that's sort of my idea there. When you do a story like that. I'm going to talk to Jake Hubbard of the University High Buccaneers. They used to be the Junior Bucks, now they're the Buccaneers. Why? Because he is going to be playing football at Southern Virginia. UH doesn't have a football team. How is this possible? It's been done before. We'll talk about that at 1:15. And 1:30, our old friend Josh Brown, Nakahoma Nation, talking all things baseball, talking primarily the Braves. You know, on Saturday, we could have Johnson City against Johnson City. There's a very good chance of that. Daniel Norris is pitching against the Braves. And Jerry Blevins. Now, I know he didn't really grow up in Johnson City, but he's from Johnson City. He was born here. Now, maybe that makes him like he's from Johnson City like I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. I don't know. But I'd guess that, Blevins probably, with a name like Blevins, how can you not be from Johnson City? Come on. I'd kind of guess, though, that maybe, just maybe, if you're from Johnson City, you say, you know what, I hope the Buccaneers do well. Just like I say, because I was born in Providence, I hope the Friars do well. Or I hope that the Brown Bruins do well. Something stupid like that. Go Paw Sox. Want to begin, though, big news coming out. They had the owners' meetings in the NFL. National Football League is reportedly considering reviving the possibility of an 18-game regular season. What's taking them so long? Well, the players' union doesn't want to do it. That's the thing. A union. Now, here's the negative stereotype of unions. To tell you the truth, I said this yesterday. Remember when I said this about, Pete Paduch, how do communities grow? Low taxes, cheap labor. We have them. And it's not a good thing to be working for less. Not if you're working for less. Here's what is a good thing. Getting a fair wage for a fair product and work. But don't you see, if you're a union, 18-game schedule. That's more work. Owners better be ready to compensate the players for that. I think they should. I think it should be done. For a generation, I've been a Pittsburgh Steelers season ticket holder. I have to pay as much for my preseason games as I do the regular season games. Now, I think they may have changed it a little bit. It's still one flat fee, so I'm really not, judging the games. I think that the Patriots game may cost a little bit more than the preseason. But, it's like $100 versus $80. It's really, they charge a lot. Nobody goes to those things. Plain empty seats in good weather. But I'm watching whether or not Mason Rudolph or Josh Dobbs is going to beat out, Devlin Hughes or something. It's just, yeah, It's a long overdue idea, 18-game schedule. Kill the preseason. Kill it. Get rid of it. College football doesn't need it. Why do the pros? What is a preseason game? I could tell you, look, I'm going to be a Steelers fan here, forgive me. They play every now and then the Eagles. That's an easy, and all that. But there's no bragging rights in Harrisburg. Who wins the preseason game? Come on. If there is, they laugh at you. The loser laughs at you. That's how wacky the preseason is, okay? And so you've got, you got over here with the preseason, who's going to be the third-string quarterback? That's what's being decided. Can't you figure that out with a scrimmage? In essence, here's what I think the owners ought to do with the players' union. Exchange 20 games for 18. Now, if you absolutely have to have a preseason game, have one and play it as much as possible at neutral sites. This way, season ticket holders don't have to get it. They don't have to buy into it. You could play, let's just say, out of the sake of possibility, Titans, Panthers, Neyland Stadium. That's good for the league. It's branding, more exposure in a market that's all about college football. You don't like that? Okay, that's where you play your games in Toronto. That's where you play, the Bills in Toronto or something, or the Montreal or whatever. I've thought about this. Obviously, keep the Canton, Ohio game, if you're going to have one preseason game. But how about this? What if the Cowboys are to play a preseason game, the old Cotton Bowl? I don't think Jerry Jones would ever allow it. He's got Jerry World. What about the Eagles playing at Franklin Field for nostalgia? Bears at Wrigley, something like that. Why not? Union has rejected the idea of an 18-game schedule because of player safety. I'm all about player safety. But let me ask yourself this. Let me ask you. That's what I'm trying to say. Is the Super Bowl played with second stringers? Sometimes, yeah, Nick Foles, right? But how often? That's the thing, it's safety of the players. I'm all about safety of the players. Is the Super Bowl, if it's so, Bataan Death March to play 18 games, why isn't the Super Bowl played exclusively with second stringers? Think about it. Here's what you also should know. The old USFL, for that matter, I believe the World Football League did too. I think they played a 20-game schedule, as a matter of fact. But the the USFL, they used to play an 18-game schedule. I don't believe they had preseasons, or if they did, it was very, informal. It was not the formality of the NFL preseason in August. You used to play on AstroTurf, baseball fields in USFL. They'd play in the heat, not the cold. That's harder to do. It wears you out. All this dehydrates you. There was, remember, the Vikings player, Corey Stringer, who died of heat exhaustion. Remember that? You can get real cold and all that when it's in the ice bowl, but believe it or not, I don't think that's really healthy either. But, it is healthier to play in, let's say, even 10 degrees than it is 90. Let's just put it that way. Okay? Now, was the USFL all injury prone and all this? I mean, I do remember it. I remember Greg Landry going down for the Chicago Blitz. It was a broken leg, okay? I mean, they had to acquire Bobby Scott, the old Tennessee quarterback, for the Blitz. I remember that from the New Jersey Generals. And the next year, Donald Trump bought back the New Jersey Generals. Oh, I remember it very well. But was it significantly higher than the NFL? I do not remember the injury factor in the USFL being significantly higher than the NFL. And for all intents and purposes, by what the Players Union would say that it would be, it wasn't. In fact, you had players who were jumping at the chance to play at the USFL for either more money or, starting position or what have you. You don't do that if it's a death trap. Now, here's what you do. Players Union says you want the 18-game schedule. Okay, that's 11% more work. Give us 15% more money. Start from there. The alternative for the lengthy schedule is said to be a 14-team playoff field, but expanding the playoffs only serves to de-emphasize the regular season. All you got to do is see the empty seats in baseball. There's another report out here. I'm looking at the Johnson City Press. Baseball attendance down, 4th straight year. Season tickets are low. And Rob Manfred actually expects us to believe the drivel of, but the walk-up sales are up 6%. You want to sell season tickets, okay? You want to sell a $1,000 ticket. You do not want to sell a $20 ticket. What a season ticket is versus a he cannot, and quite frankly, if I don't renew my season tickets, but I still want to be a fan, okay, look, I don't want my 20-game plan. I'll go to 5 games this year. That's not, that's where your walk-up sales, increases. Think about this. The event of a regular season baseball game just isn't there anymore, and stars no longer feel it's even necessary to play regular season games in the NBA if they're on the road, because basketball regular season is now completely meaningless in both the NBA and college basketball, and certainly high school. Don't let this happen to the NFL. Postseason should be exclusive. 18-game schedule, yes. 14-team playoff field, no. Do you really think that the Minnesota Vikings, who would have made the playoffs if we had another team out of the NFC make it, were they Super Bowl caliber? Of course not. Come on. Don't let the NFL preseason be the NHL preseason, folks. Ideally, I'm going to give you more ideas on the 18-game schedule and some other NFL news when we come back. Other ideas they're talking about the players, owners' meetings. I'm Marky Billson at Tri-City Sports Now.
Tackling habitat for hunters and wildlife land management. Jim and Trav will be joined by Old Man Winter, Terry Drury, co-host of Bo Madness and Drury's 13, plus David